What's going on, everybody? This is Deshaun Raw, host of the Belt to the Books YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going over my NBA picks and predictions for tonight's NBA action. Quick recap from yesterday. Absolutely killed the NBA again. Absolutely killed it again. I think the only loss I had last night was the Rockets money line. Anything else I played Cleveland to cover. They did. I played the Bucks to cover. They won outright. I played the Nuggets to cover. I had them at an alt line at plus 8.5. They covered that. Spurs money line, if you got it in early for the plus money, good job. Won outright. But then, Rockets got tore up. So, F the Rockets. But, we're glad they're losing. Creates more cushion for us at 2 to maybe catch OKC at 1. So, really, really good day for me in that and hockey and college basketball. Really, really good day all around. We had a really, really good day in the Discord. Me and Mark, he went 6-1 on his player props. Absolutely killed it yesterday. So, like I said, you guys need to get in that Discord. A lot of great plays in there, all for completely no cost, all free. And it's just loads of great information in there and win free money. So that's it for the recap. So let's get into tonight's NBA action. First game up, we got the Washington Wizards at the Detroit Pistons, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Pistons, 14.5-point favorites, over on the 227.5. Wizards, they traded for Anthony Davis, and they have Trae Young, they have Sarr, they have Trey Johnson, they have Keyshawn George. They have a good little team there. And mind you, I think they still have Cam Whitmore and those guys too. So they're going to be a fun team. But for the Wizards, Trey Johnson is out. Hardy, he just got traded. Exum, obviously he's out for the season. Russell, game time decision, but he just got traded. And Anthony Davis is out. For the Pistons, Jenkins is out. Sarge is out. Tobias Harris is a game time decision. Kate Cunningham, also game time decision. And T. Smith is out. For the Wizards, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. All 5 of their last 5 games were all played in Washington, D.C., all at home. Now, this will be their first game on the road since January 27th. They are currently on a 1-game losing streak. For the Pistons, they're winners of 4 out of their last 5 games. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. This will be their 3rd straight home game for them. All right, these two teams have already met once this season. Detroit got a 137-135 win in Detroit, and that game actually went to OT, actually. But if you look at that game was played very, very early in the season. You still had Milton, you still had CJ McCollum, you still had Corey Kispert, you still had all those guys playing. And now those guys are not here. And plus, that game was played on November 10th. These are 2 completely different looking teams right now. Just keep an eye on the injury report. This line does indicate that Cade Cunningham and Tobias Harris will probably give it a go tonight. If they do, I think they put belt to ass tonight. Simple as that. So, give me Detroit. I'll lay the 14.5 with them. Like I said, just keep checking the injury report because Cade and Tobias is on there. Even if they're not on there, I'll probably wait for this number to drop. I'll probably still lay it with the Pistons just because they're just significantly the better basketball team. So, give me Pistons. I'll lay the 14.5. And this one, next game, we have the Brooklyn Nets at the Orlando Magic, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Magic, 11.5-point favorites, over under 213.5. For the Nets, Abaji is a game time decision, but he just got traded there. Cam Thomas is out, and Haywood Highsmith is out. For the Magic, Franz Wagner is still out, and Castleton is out. For the Nets, they are 1-4 in their last 5 games. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. For the Magic, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak. This will be their first home game since the 1st of February. So these two teams have already played twice this season. Orlando got a 105-98 win in Orlando on the 14th of November. Then follow it up. They got a 104-103 win in Brooklyn. That game actually went to OT in that one. I think it's pretty obvious here. Give me the Magic. I'm not gonna lay any type of number with them though. If anything, I'm probably leaning towards an under here. I think that's well suited for an under. I don't think a lot of points will be scored. I think the Magic can lock down defensively. Like ultimately, I think the Magic will win the game. 11.5 points is a lot, especially with Michael Porter Jr. And you just don't know what those guys can do. You really don't, because they've already played twice this season. They lost by 1, and they lost by 7. So now you're giving me 11.5 with a Brooklyn Nets team. Now I am not saying that the Nets are going to be able to hang with the Magic, because the Magic are significantly the better basketball team and they're at home. So, but the Magic has been severely underwhelming. We are waiting for them to play their brand of basketball. Like, they're sitting at 25-24. They are way better than that. Like, they were some people's pick to win the East. And they are struggling. So hopefully they find their footing of eventually once Franz is back in the lineup. Even now, like I said, they still have dudes, and they're just not putting it together. But my main play on this would be the under 213.5. But in terms of the side, I'll lay it with the Magic. So lean Magic minus 11.5, but give me the under 213.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Utah Jazz at the Atlanta Hawks, 7:30 p.m. EST. Hawks 9.5 point favorites, over under 240.5. For the Jazz, they just traded for a lot of people. Triple J is there, Conchar is there, Vince Williams Jr. is there as well. Keontae George for this game is out, and they also just traded for Lonzo Ball, but I think they're going to make him a free agent. For the Atlanta Hawks, like I said, they just acquired Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga, and they sent off Kristaps Porzingis to Golden State. But Onyeka Okongwu is questionable for tonight's game. For the Jazz, they are 1-4 in their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight road game. They are currently on a 1-game winning streak. For the Hawks, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first home game since the 31st of January. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. They also, they just beat the Heat, and the Jazz just beat the Pacers. I had to figure out what day it is today. These two teams have already matched up once this season. Atlanta got a 132-122 win in Utah on the 11th of November. And I don't know if I'm ready to lay that many points with this team. I don't know if I'm willing to do it. Getting 9.5 is a lot. Does Utah have enough to play with Atlanta? Like I said, Atlanta hasn't really been good either. But Utah, it's 9.5. Like I said, I'm not in love with this game whatsoever. I'll lay it with Atlanta just because they're at home. Minus the 9.5. I'll lay it with them. I'm not too in love with this game either. I'm most likely not going to be betting this. So give me Atlanta. I'll lay the 9.5 in this one. Next game, we got the Chicago Bulls at the Toronto Raptors, 7:30 p.m. EST. Raptors 8.5 point favorites, over under 226.5. For the Bulls, they just got Yabusele. They just got Trey Jones has already been here, but Jones is a game time decision. Phillips is a game time decision. Jaden Ivey, they just acquired him from Detroit. So he won't be playing in this game. And Dosunmu is listed as a game time decision. For the Raptors just acquired Trace Jackson Davis from Golden State. Jakob Poeltl is out, and Chucky Hepburn is still out. For the Bulls, they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. 4 out of their last 5 games have all been on the road. This will be their 4th straight road game. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. For the Raptors, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak, and they're on a back end of a back-to-back because they played last night against Minnesota where they had a big lead and squandered it late and ended up losing that game. Gotta feel bad. This will be the first matchup between these two teams this season. I can tell you one thing about the Bulls. When you think they don't have enough in the tank, they end up showing up. I promise you. They end up showing up, they end up playing well, and they end up covering and or outright winning the game outright. Like I said, the Bulls don't have Kobe White anymore. They don't have him. Josh Giddey is out still. They don't have Vucevic. So no Josh Giddey, no Vucevic, no Kobe White. I'm pretty sure Kevin Huerter got traded too, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, let me see if he's still on their roster. Because I'm pretty sure he got traded. Yeah, he did. So yeah. I don't trust this Bulls team at all. And especially the Raptors coming off of a tough loss last night. They're gonna want to turn around. All their guys are probably gonna be playing this game again. They're gonna be feeling like that they left a win on the table. And they did. They let Minnesota come in and come all the way back and beat them late in the 4th. They're not going to let that happen tonight. They're going to put belt to the Chicago Bulls. So give me the Toronto Raptors. I laid it 8.5 in this one. Next game, we get the Charlotte Hornets at the Houston Rockets. 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Rockets, 3.5-point favorites. Over under 217.5. For Charlotte, they just got Tyus Jones from the Magic. So he will not be available. Tajon Salon is a game-time decision. They also acquired Kobe White and Mike Conley. So they got depth at guard, in which Mike Conley may be on the move again at some point. He'll probably be on the move. For the Rockets, Dorian Finney-Smith is out. And, Adams and VanVleet are still out. For the Hornets, they're winners of 5 out of their last 5 games. I think they're on a 7-game winning streak right now. I think they're the only team in the nation that has not won 8 consecutive games in a row. So this is their chance to do it. This will be their first road game since the 31st of January. Like I said, they're on a 7-game winning streak, but clean sweep, 5 out of 5 in their last 5 games. Really, really good for Charlotte. But for the Houston Rockets, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 2nd straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak. And they're on the back end of a back-to-back, getting blown out by Boston 114-93. This will be the first matchup between these two teams this season. And I think this is a trap. I really do. I think this is a trap game. They're going to make this spread really, really low. And like I said, they put it over a bucket to make it even more enticing for everyone to sit here and take the Charlotte Hornets. Yep. They're going to hope that everybody is on Charlotte plus a 3.5. Charlotte has been playing really, really well. Houston, they looked horrible last night. Ime Udoka got ejected. Sengun got ejected. Durant was a bunch of shit. Houston was a bunch of shit, and they got blown out by a Jaylen Brown-less Boston team. In which, if you watched my video yesterday, I said I like Houston at home. I think Houston wins the game, but I just was not confident in laying 5.5 points with Houston at home because I just can't get Boston right, and it would be a Boston thing to cover that spread. And lo and fucking behold, blew them out. Beat them by almost 30 with no Jaylen Brown and no Sam Hauser. Payne Pritchard, and they didn't have Anthony Simons. Payne Pritchard, Derek White, Baylor Sharman, Keita. Guys hooping. Guys are hooping, dog. Guys are hooping. But like I said, the Rockets are on the back end of a back-to-back. I'm going to take Houston here. I'm just going to take them on the money line. I'm not going to take them to cover no spreads or nothing like that. Yes, Charlotte has been very, very hot. I would love to play Charlotte here. I would rather have played Charlotte if Houston would have won. If Houston would have won last night, then I would have played Charlotte on the money line outright because this spread would have probably been higher than this. It probably would have been about 6.5, 7. And I would have played Charlotte on the money line and plus a 6.5, 7, whatever it would have been. But Houston come off a loss in the fashion that they did. They're searching for a win. Like I said, they're still a very, very good home team, very, very good home side. If anything, Charlotte might keep this close for about a half, but then fizzle out in the second half. I think that's where Houston pounces on them, and I think Houston gets the home win. So give me Houston on the money line. Like I said, I'm not getting involved in that spread. Like I said, I think this is a total trap game. I think the books want everyone to bet up Charlotte, put them in your parlays, put the plus 3.5 in there. And I'm not saying that that's a bad angle. Charlotte definitely has been playing the better basketball as of late. And like I said, you're getting over a bucket. Charlotte can hang with Houston offensively. And if I may say, Charlotte has the better offense. This is just one of those spots where you're getting Houston off of a loss. Yeah, they're on the back end of a back-to-back, but they lost last night in losing fashion. I think they come back and get it done tonight. So give me Houston. I'll just take them on the money line in this one. Next game, we got my favorite team, the San Antonio Spurs at the Dallas Mavericks. 8:30 p.m. EST. Spurs, 6.5-point road favorites over on the 223.5. I'll get into that later. But for the Spurs, Kelly Olynyk is out. Dylan Harper is out. David Jones-Garcia is out for the season. Jeremy Sochan is out. Lindy Waters is out. For the Mavericks, PJ Washington is out. Brandon Williams is a game-time decision. Daniel Gafford is a game-time decision. And they just acquired Malachi Branham and Chris Middleton from the Wizards in the Anthony Davis trade. For the Spurs, we are winners of 3 out of our last 5 games. We're currently on a 2-game winning streak. This will be our first road game since the 31st of January. For the Mavericks, sweep 0-5 in their last 5 games. Cooper Flag has been hooping. They've been keeping it competitive. They haven't been getting blown out. It's just they haven't been able to just seal the deal and get the job done late in games. But yeah, this will be their second straight home game. They're on a 5-game losing streak. We have already matched up once this season. San Antonio got a 125-92 win in Dallas on October 22nd. I'm pretty sure that was our first game of the season. Yeah, that was our first game of the season. We just blew them out. It won't be like that now, since we're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. I know it's not a far travel, but still being on the back end of a back-to-back and having to travel to Dallas, just very, very tough. We didn't have Dylan Harper last night, so like I said, just keep checking the injury report for San Antonio. A bunch of players are listed as out, but they have return dates of today, February 5th. So like I said, just keep an eye out for that. Like I said, Dallas has not been getting blown out. They have been in games, but I think we are significantly the better basketball team. I think we are. If there's any Cooper Flag props, play him. Just play him. He's been absolutely hooping. He's been unstoppable. But right here, I want to take Dallas plus 6.5 because I do think they can keep it close and catching us in a bad spot. But at the same time, I think we cover here. So I'm on the fence. I will not be playing this game personally. But if I had to choose, I'm gonna take us minus 6.5. I can't trust Dallas at home. I just can't do it. Not yet. They don't have enough for me to want to play Dallas. So I lean the Spurs. I'll take the 6.5. And this one. Next game up, we got the Golden State Warriors at the Phoenix Suns, 10 o'clock p.m. EST. Suns, 6.5 point home favorites, over on a 217.5. Sorry I sound like this, man. My nose is stuffed up, man. Bad. Damn, I'm struggling. For the Warriors, like I said, they just traded for Kristaps Porzingis. He is a game-time decision, but obviously he's not going to be playing. LJ Cryer, he's a game-time decision. Steph Curry is out. His brother Seth Curry is out, and Jimmy Butler is still out for the season. For the Suns, Devin Booker, he is actually out for this game against Golden State. And then Jalen Green is questionable. For the Warriors, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first road game since the 28th of January. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. For the Suns, they're winners of 4 out of their last 5 games. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. These two teams have already met 3 times this season. Golden State got a 118-107 win in Golden State on the 4th of November. Then Phoenix got a 99-98 win in Phoenix on December 18th. Then Golden State got a 119-116 win in Golden State on December 20th. I think Phoenix gets their get back tonight. I think they're significantly the better basketball team as of right now. Golden State, very, very banged up. And then now, not having Buddy Hield, a crucial 3-point shooter, gone. That's going to be a lot for Golden State to overcome. So give me Phoenix. I'll lay the 6.5 points with them. I think this is a really, really good spot for Phoenix to catch a Warriors team when they're down right now. Like I said, I mean, they're severely banged up right now. And Phoenix needs to win games like this to stay in the race. Like I said, they're 31-20. They've been playing really, really good basketball. And like I said, I think they tie this series up. So give me the Suns. I'll lay the 6.5 with them in this one. And for our final game of the day, we got the 76ers at the Los Angeles Lakers, 10 o'clock p.m. EST. Lakers, 3.5 point favorites, over on the 231.5. For Philadelphia, Joel Embiid is a game-time decision. I think he'll play. And for the Lakers, they're fairly healthy right now. No significant person on the injury report. For the Sixers, they're winners of 5 out of their last 5 games. Clean sweep right there. This will be their 3rd straight road game at that. For the Lakers, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. 5 out of their last 5 games have all been on the road. And they have a trend going on. They win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. And if you look at the teams that they were beating, at Chicago, they won. Then at Cleveland, they lost. At Washington, they won. At New York, they lost. At Brooklyn, they won. So they were beating up on all the bad teams. But when they had to play New York and Cleveland, they lost by double digits. They lost to Cleveland by 30, and they lost to New York by 12. But they didn't have Austin Reeves in the lineup. Austin Reeves is back. I think that significantly boosts the Lakers. Give me the Lakers. I'll lay the 4.5 with them. I think this is a really, really good spot for them. Braun, Reeves, Doncic, Ayton, Hachimura, Marcus Smart. I think this is a really, really good spot to play the Lakers at home. So give me the Lakers. I will lay the 3.5. This will be the second meeting between these two teams this season. LA got a 112-108 win in Philly. So I think they follow it up, get a 2-0 series win for the Lakers. So, like I said, give me the Lakers. I will lay the 3.5. Even though Philadelphia has been playing really, really good basketball, I just think that it stops here. The Lakers are just a significantly better team with Austin Reeves in the lineup. He just is, because in those non-Doncic minutes, you still can have Reeves out there. In those non-Reeves minutes, you still have LeBron, and they complement each other all really, really well. So I think the Lakers can get a decently dominant win. I think they can win this game by about seven points tonight. So give me the Lakers. I'll lay the number with them at home. And that's going to wrap it up for my NBA picks and predictions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. It really helps out with my algorithm, and it gets these videos out to more people like you searching for free picks. Ultimately, the final decision does come down to you to make these picks. I'm just here to steer you in the right direction. Also, go check out my boy at Marky Picks. As I said in the beginning of the video, he went 6-1, and his player props yesterday absolutely killed it. Banks, they're going to the court to file a warrant for his arrest because he's taking too much money from him. Just go tap in with him, man. He's killing it right now. And make sure you let him know that I sent you. Also, tap into the Discord, as I mentioned earlier, that features myself and at Marky Picks. We post in there daily. We post our personal plays and exclusive only plays in there, so you'll only be able to get those if you're in the Discord. Join it. Completely free. A lot of great information in there. I will leave the link to that in my description. But that's it. That's all. My name is Deshaun T. Raw, host of the Belts of Boats YouTube channel, and I'm out of here.